All right, I wanted to show this one on how food will actually affect your DNA. As most of you know, DNA, this is a picture of a cell. This is the nucleus or center of a cell where most of your chromosomes are. That's a chromosome, looks like an X. A chromosome is just a bunch of twirled around double helix stranded DNA. DNA is nothing but repetitive amino acids, 4 amino acids in particular that just get matched up, and depending on the configuration or whether it's CGAT or ATAT or there's about 3 billion different ways to code this thing, but this usually unravels like this, it duplicates, and it makes 2 cells, and that goes on for years and years. As I mentioned earlier, there's something called the Hayflick limit, where it's the assumed amount of splittings that a chromosome can go through before it fails and dies or breaks down. So with this duplication, you'd figure with 3 billion of these pairs that it could tolerate a lot, but it can't tolerate a lot. In fact, if one pair out of 3 billion of this normal human genome is offset, does anybody know what can happen? One pair being off can lead to Tay-Sachs disease. Tay-Sachs disease, if anybody has Tay-Sachs in the family, or have ever been through that disease process, you'll lose your child. Your child will be born, but slowly die over the course of about 5 years. And most kids don't make it past their 5th to 6th year of life. From one pair being off, can you imagine what certain foods will do? Radiation can do it. Stress response can also turn over the cell replication. Relaxation response, which will slow down cell replication or slow down cell aging. Relaxation response has always been proven to have genes expressed that are healthy, whereas bad food, release of insulin like growth factor 1, will increase cell turnover. If it increases cell turnover, that means, again, your cell dies faster. You'll use up and burn up your telomeres, those end caps. There are end caps that keep these things alive and keep youth going for years, make the genes bulletproof to invasion or manipulation from the external environment. When you have those big telomeres, nice and fluffy and thick, usually from from relaxation response manifesting and decreasing stress response, you'll live till 90 without too much of the disease processes being expressed in you. If you have these telomeres shortened because of constant damage from food, from radiation, from no exercise, from obesity, from not working out, from being stagnant, then you'll shorten the telomere, and it's just a matter of time before one of the replications occurs and disease is expressed the wrong way. The body is fantastic. In this DNA, you have little things that if they find, they search the replication process and they make sure everything is exactly what it's supposed to be. And if they find a little segment, they're called histones and other things that come along, they will take the splice out and fix it. It's fantastic. But if you're in an environment where the DNA is being bathed by an acidic pH or by some other toxin, these little guys that are supposed to fix the DNA problems, they won't work right, and then you'll have that expression of a disease. If the DNA works right and your chromosomes work right, they make proteins. The proteins continue on with life properly.